What's going on, everybody? We're going to get this show started in just a bit. We got a lot to get into, and it's game week. We are definitely going to have a good time, so looking forward to that. And we're going to get everything started in just a moment. Everybody know to share this show out to everybody. Share this show out. And just letting y'all know, y'all see on the screen right here, there's going to be a big watch party, a virtual watch party on Monday night when we get ready to take on the Denver Broncos. Of course, we will be live on Mr. Titan's channel. We're going to have, of course, myself. You got myself. You got Titan Upload. You got Titans Tube. And you also got Tennessee Titans Weekly. And we will have a lot more people joining this show. So we're going to have a lot of fun talking about this football game as it is happening. So shout out, of course, to Mr. Titan. Shout out to Titan Upload, Titans Tube, and Tennessee Titans Weekly. So y'all get ready for that. That's going to be huge. And speaking of huge, we finna go on ahead and get this road on the show. And let's get ready to talk some Titan ball.
I've been smoking from the sideline, waiting for the right time to say the first team to scrimmage, so I'm busting y'all. Welcome to Tennessee. We got this shit, don't worry about it. We got this shit. Don't worry about it. See, we got this shit. It's a brand new dancing, it's about to go live. Tighten up, Nashville, record 615. First you tighten two, step to the right. Then you tighten two, step to the left. Blue jerseys everywhere. Game face, yeah, we got it all. We get out our chest. We on it like it's King Kong. Come down. It's about to get her up. Here come the train, y'all. Tennessee, tighten up. Let's get tightened up. Tighten up. Let's get tightened up. Sticking out my tip. You know that I can steam count. Sticking out my tip. You know that I can steam count. Tighten two, step to the right. Tighten two, step to the left. You know that I can steam count. Sticking out my tip. You know that I can steam count. Third down, come around, we about to shut down.
Good evening, Titan Nation. How's it going? Welcome into a brand new edition of Titans in Truth. I'm your man, Chris, a.k.a. Blue Enforcer, and we're going to have a whole lot of fun this evening as it is game week. Game week is here at last, and we are ready to rumble in Denver. We're going to be ready to do that. We're going to do this thing big, and we are going to have a whole lot of fun doing that. But I want y'all to make sure that y'all take care, help me out, help a brother out by sharing this show out. You got the little share button, the share arrow button. Make sure y'all share that out on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure y'all hit that share button on Facebook and share it out as well. So as more people continue to come on in here, we get ready to talk some football and talk some Denver Broncos, and we get ready for this big-time football game that we got going on here. So I see we got a lot of people up in here already. We got Tighten Upload is in here. Jameson is up in here. Yes, indeed. Yeah, definitely pumped. So am I. AZ Mick. What's going on? Titans Mafia. We got Belvis up in here, and Belvis, we're going to be sending out the link to where everybody can join in on the watch party. So definitely that. Charles Smith, what's going on? Parrish, how you doing? Welcome in. King Isaac, I see y'all coming up in here. So I can tell y'all are ready for some football. Y'all are stoked. And I'm stoked with you. So we are about to get into it. And let's get started. And let's get started with some news that has come out. With some news that has come out from Denver. This came out yesterday, and it's been pretty much put out there today, and that is star outside linebacker Von Miller for the Denver Broncos is out for the season due to a broken ankle tendon. Yeah, give me a second. There we go. Due to a tendon in his ankle, and it requires season-ending surgery on that. So I know he's trying to seek a second opinion. He's going to be trying to seek a second opinion, but all indications look like their star pass rusher Von Miller will be out for the entire season, which I think bodes very well for the Tennessee Titans indeed. I mean, I hate to hear that. I hate to hear that happening with Von Miller because he's a pretty good guy and everything. I mean, definitely a funny guy and everything, but it actually does help us. It helps us do wonders. Definitely. So I see Cali Boy is in here. DeAndre, what's up, bro? Blue Fire. So I mean, with Von Miller being out, that is a very, very, very big deal. That is a huge deal. Y'all keep getting them likes up. I appreciate that. Keep spreading the word. But with that happening, that is a very big injury, and it couldn't have come at a better time for us going up 2 Mile High to face the Denver Broncos. That can help a lot because in Vegas, I want to say before all of this happened, it was about the Broncos were about a 1.5 to 2.5 point favorite to start the year. Then, when the news came that Jadeveon Clowney was being signed, it kind of went down to a even pick'em type situation. And Von Miller's went down. Now the Titans are about a 2-point favorite now in this game. So everything is kind of starting to swing in the favor of the Tennessee Titans, but we know we tend to lose these type of games that we should win. But we're not going to go into that just yet. We're going to talk more about that. But, I mean, Von Miller being out for the year definitely benefits the Tennessee Titans in a very, very major way with that. So, does help us out a lot. And that definitely helps with what we're going to be talking about later with how to stop the Denver Broncos. So, let's get a couple of comments in here. Let's get a couple comments. Travis on Facebook, what's up? Tighten up load. He said it. Like those, you tighten up those like buttons. I know that's right. Hit them up everywhere you go. Big old Titan saying tighten up. I see Jameson says Titans going those donkeys to the glue factory on Monday night. I'm not sure exactly how he's saying that, but obviously meaning he thinks that we're going to beat the Broncos. Jameson says, Derrick Henry's going to have a field day in Mile High on Monday night. Donkeys will have Von Miller book in and set the edge on the defensive line of their defense. Now, I mean, I think that is kind of true, but you know what? We cannot sell the Denver Broncos short. We definitely can't sell them short. They're a good football team. They have a lot going on as far as their team. They got some players on that side, so we got to be mindful. We can't just say, oh, yeah, we got Denver. We got Denver. No, we can't just assume anything just yet because, I mean, Denver's a good football team. a very good football team. So that's something that we have to watch out for. But for the first time, the Titans have now been preparing for the season, and we had Jadeveon Clowney and Vic Beasley sightings on the field. So both teams, both players were practicing. Vic Beasley did some individual work with Coach Vrabel, and Clowney did some work with Coach Bowen, but both were on the practice field today for the very first time. Also, Stephen Gostowski was on the practice field for the first time as well. So that's those are some very good signs that point to all three of those guys being available and ready to go for the Denver Broncos game. So I definitely like that. Derrick Henry was definitely in high spirits. Taylor Warren, definitely sounded good in his press conference that he had today. Basically, was glad to have a guy like Clowney on the team and everything, and glad to have him with us. And also, Mike Vrabel seemed excited too. And I think they're going to definitely try to implore Jadeveon Clowney all over the field to kind of confuse the defense. So I definitely like that. And another thing that is worth mentioning, and Cali Boy brings this up. He says, I love Casey, but he got business decisions to make Monday night. Now, Jarrell Casey was already fired up for this game because the Titans traded him to Denver. He's already upset about that and has already said that he has no problem divulging any Titan secrets to help the Broncos defeat us. So he's basically saying, look, I'm going to tell y'all everything y'all want to know as far as I'm concerned on how to beat this Tennessee Titan team. And then if you add in the fact that, what number is Jadeveon Clowney wearing now? 99. I kid you not. He is wearing number 99 right now. And so you see that, and it's like, oh man. First is he gets traded. And then he's like, y'all go give my number away to this guy? I know Jarrell in his mind like, oh, heck no. Y'all ain't going to do this to me, and I'm not going to retaliate. I'm not going to make y'all pay for that. So in Jarrell Casey's mind, he feels like he got majorly disrespected. So I apologize if my screen was freezing up a bit, but today, Casey has some beef right now, and you could tell he's a little bit salty about the things that are going on. So we're going to definitely see. We're going to get into that tail Monday night. I love Casey to death. So Tornado Freak says, what is the current Clowney update? Did he pass COVID testing and we'll start on Monday? Right now, he's practicing. He was on the practice field today. So all signs tell me he passed his physical and passed the COVID testing. So he is on the field. Belvis, your question we're definitely going to talk about on Pick My Brain. Absolutely. So it was good to see both of those guys on the field getting warmed up and practicing. That's a very, very good sign. Let's see. Kingston comes in and says Isaiah Wilson will be fine. Well, we'll definitely see about that because, I mean, he's on that COVID list again for the second time. So I'm not sure about that. I mean, he's making some bad decisions. Now, let's see. Zach Carpenter's already coming in with a prediction, 34-17. That's what he's thinking as far as a score for the game. And on Facebook, somebody says Casey's a rat. Oh, my God. Okay, y'all ain't got to hate on Jarrell. Y'all ain't got to hate on Jarrell like that. I mean, he did a lot of great things for us. Hey, think about it. If you were traded or, You were traded away or let go from a job, and you would be salty at that job too. I know I would be. I ain't even gonna lie. I got Travis on here says Jarrell Casey and Jadeveon Clowney. How ironic. Went from one JC to another. You're right about that. You're definitely right about that. Cali Boy say he can't stay away from TSU. Yeah, too much going on. What's up, Al? Welcome in. Says tighten up. Yes, indeed. This is going to be a good ball game. I agree. It's going to definitely be a good ball game. So that's some of the reporting that we have going on with this particular game. We got the Titans back on the practice field. It's been looking good. I got to see a couple of videos. Saw Vic Beasley warming up a bit. Again, Clowney was warming up. Derrick Henry was looking like he was ready to go. And so I like how everything is starting to come together. We're going to see it continue to come together as we get closer to kickoff on Monday night. But we're going to go ahead into pick my brain. Pick my brain. So let's go ahead and get in here. I want y'all to give me some questions. As far as y'all can ask me about the Denver game. You can ask me about with Clowney or anything like that. Talk to me. Let's see what we got. What's on y'all mind? What's on your brain? And let's see. And Belvis, you asked about what was the deal with Isaiah Wilson. He's starting to worry you. Chaz Womack all over again. Again, with that, he went to that party and everything happened. He is right now on the reserve COVID-19 list for the second time. And I mean, it's a bit concerning. It's a bit concerning it's a little bit concerning that he's on this list again. He can't seem to get out of his own way. I understand he's a young kid. He's a young man, barely 21, 22 years old. And, he still wants to have some fun and be excited, but you got to be smart. Because if you're doing stuff like this, you might end up hanging around the wrong crowd. You may be getting into the wrong, be getting into trouble. And that's something that you don't want. And that's something that this team does not need. So that's something that he's got to be careful of with that. And I don't want to see nothing bad happen to him. I don't want to see him getting into no trouble, no unnecessary stuff going on. So Isaiah Wilson needs to be careful. He needs to watch it. Some people have been mentioning about 3 sacks, and Kinston comes and says, Clowney gonna shut all y'all 3 sack folks up and get 3 sacks Monday night. Hey, I hope so. I hope so. I want, the one thing I want Clowney to do is to mess up the football game. Mess up the football game, be disruptive, and cause a lot of havoc. That's definitely what I want. Cali Boy comes in and says, how do you feel about them waiving Cam Batson? They waived him for Jadeveon Clowney to be on the 53-man roster, but now he's back. He is on the practice squad. So he is back on the practice squad right now, and is going to be back on the team definitely. Says, who will be stepping in for Von Miller? That is a very good question that I don't exactly have the answer to yet. I mean, Bradley Chubb is coming back from injury, and that's something that we're going to definitely be discussing as far as breaking down the Denver Broncos. Let's see. Travis says, will the Titans unseat the reigning AFC South champions? You're going to love my answer to this. We're going to talk about it later in the show, my friend. I guarantee you might like my reaction. You might like what I have to say about that. Jameson says, loving the news both Clowney and Beasley being on the practice field on path to make our Titans defense become a legit top 5. That's what we're hoping for. We're definitely hoping for the Titans to help make a step forward. Titans Mafia said, do you think Clowney and Beasley will be ready for Monday night? I think so. I think they'll definitely be ready. They're practicing. And so I think they're definitely going to be up for Monday night and should definitely be able to go. Let's see. We now have 6 first rounders on our defense. No, actually, it's 7. It's 7 first rounders on the defense. You got Clowney, you got Beasley, you got Simmons, you got Evans, you got. Let me see. Wait a minute. Let me go back. Clowney, Beasley, Simmons, Evans, Adoree, Kenny Vaccaro, and who is the 7th? I know I'm forgetting one, but I want to say it's 7. That's who am I forgetting? Dag Rabbit. I know I'm forgetting somebody that was a first round pick as well. Damn it. I can't believe I'm forgetting that last one. It's always that last one that escapes you. That definitely escapes you. But yeah, at least 6. I thought it was 7. I thought there were one more, and it was like one more. It is escaping me to death. Who that last one is with that, but I believe that. But he might be right. Butler was Butler was undrafted. You got to remember that. Mr. Titan saying love the thumbnail. Yes, indeed. So I had to share that out, and we got that coming up. Let's see. Let's see. DeAndre said, do we finally reach the 10-win mark? And are the Titans the 3rd best team in the AFC? Right now, I'm going to say yes to both, in my opinion. I think the Titans finally do get 10 wins, and I think they are the 3rd best team in the AFC. It's definitely going to be the 3rd best team in the AFC. I do believe that. Belvis says Clowney's presence is going to benefit Big Jeff and Landry. On Facebook, they're saying that Chubb is on the injured list. I'm going to have to take a look at that and maybe see what the report is. And I'm going to try to see if I can find out an injury report for the Denver Broncos. And let's see. I'm actually trying to do some search, so y'all forgive me on that. I'm trying to pull up and see about Bradley Chubb and see what's happening with him. They're saying that Bradley Chubb could be on a snap count. I know he left practice last week. Let's see. They're saying that Bradley Chubb, according to USA Today, he could be on a snap count and could be eased back in due to his injury that dealt with last year. Kinston says this year feels like 99, legit quarterback, running back, and pass rusher. Jameson asking about the kicking game. I have more faith in Gostowski than I did in Greg Joseph. So I like I like the kicking game a little bit better now. Let's see. Jimmy Arnold says we are the best. Hey, we better be. Yes. Miller saying that he's probably gonna be out. Let's see. Skitty Bob says Bradley Chubb practiced today, but they said that he may be limited. So we're definitely gonna find out. Eric Berry says, who's calling the plays on the defense? Right now, I'm thinking it'll probably be Shane Bowen calling the plays, because during the scrimmage, he was calling the plays for the defense. Yeah, they talked about us a little bit when Clowney got signed. Like on Good Morning Football, I remember them saying that they think that Clowney could be one of the most impactful players. Nate Burleson is with us. He's definitely with us. Kyle Brandt sometimes is with us. I think Kay Adams is pretty cool. Peter Strager can be a little bit iffy when it comes to us. But hey, we're going to have to earn that respect. That's something that we have to do. We got to earn that respect. So that's about it for Pick My Brain. I appreciate everybody's questions, and I appreciate everybody, definitely showing love. But let's get into the Denver Broncos. Let's get into this team. And, this Denver Bronco team finished strong last year. They finished 7-9 last year, and Drew Lock went 4-1 in his starts towards the end of last season. So, I mean, they pretty confident with Drew Lock at quarterback for this Denver Broncos team, and he could be an improvement. We're definitely going to find out if that is indeed the case. And I was looking for something, but I mean, you got Drew Lock, you got Melvin Gordon, and Philip Lindsay on the other side, Jerry Jeudy, the talented receiver from Alabama. You got KJ Hamler, who is a speedster. Cortland Sutton, who's very good. Noah Fant, Jake Butt, some very good tight ends as well. Even though Von Miller is not playing, you got Bradley Chubb. You got Jarrell Casey now on the other side as well. And you got I'm looking at some other guys. Justin Simmons, who is a very good safety. So, I mean, there's a lot of good players for this Denver Broncos defense that is a very good defense. Without a doubt, even without Von Miller, this is still a good defense. Shelby Harris, of course, is another player that re-signed. And so this team, we cannot take them lightly. We cannot take this team lightly at all, because if we do, we will get beat. And that is something that we cannot let happen with that. And I mean, I just think right now, John Elway is hoping that he found his quarterback finally. He's thinking that. And, now they're probably wondering what the heck are they going to do without Von Miller on that defense. So that's something that they're going to be definitely worried about. But let's go now to the Blue Enforcers, 4 points to victory. And so this is the first time I get to actually mention our 4 points to victory. And remember, next week, on next week's show, we will have our first week 1 star of the week and dunks of the day. And so make sure y'all remember to get your nominations in for that next week for that. So we're going into our 4 points of victory and saying what the Titans can do to win this game. And my first point number 1, is going to be use the pass to set up the run. Denver is going to try to stack the box knowing that they have to stop Derrick Henry first. That is going to be their plan. What we should do is come out throwing a little bit. Come out throwing, use the middle of the field, use Adam Humphries, Jonnu, get A.J. Brown and Corey Davis in space. Kind of use that, maybe some dink and dunk, or start using some slants, a couple of little cross routes over the middle, hit them early to get them rattled, and then, you use that pass to set up the run game. Get them on their heels early, and then when they are on their heels, even though I know people would say, well, it's the no-fly zone, because yes, they have A.J. Bouye as well, so we do have to be conscious of that. But when I say that, they should attack their linebackers, attack the middle of the field. And just when they're on their heels a bit and they're guessing, then you feed them our king. You feed him the Beast King. Feed him Derrick Henry. And you know Derrick Henry's looking forward to this game because the last time he was out there, he only had 15 carries for 28 yards. He would like to have a little bit better of a showing than that. And we got to have a better showing than that as well. Let's see, Miss Margarita. Let's see, says, Hola, que pasa? Football is here. Who are you rooting for tomorrow if you had to pick? That's right. We do kick off with football tomorrow, Kansas City and Houston. I don't really want to cheer for either one. I would probably say because Houston's in our division and division is more important, I'm going to say Kansas City simply because I would rather have Houston start off 0-1. Anytime a division foe loses, it's good for us. So that's what I would go with. But point number 2, again, feed them the Beast King. Once they're on their heels, feed the beast. Feed the king. Or as Jared Stillman will illustriously say, even though he's been hating on Clowney for 6 months now, let the big dog eat. And Derrick Henry should eat quite a bit in this game, without a doubt. Point number 3, they have a very talented pair of backs in Phillip Lindsay and Melvin Gordon. Stop the run. And Royce Freeman, too. It's a trio of backs. Stop the run. Phillip Lindsay runs head on. Melvin Gordon's a little bit more finesse. He does have some fumbleitis issues, as we remember in the game against the Chargers last year. So we have got to be able to secure tackles. We got to wrap up. This is where Clowney is going to be very important in helping to stop the run. So you do that, we could get them in those 3rd and long situations. And when we get to that point, and also remember, I want to say Jawan James opted out to not play this year. And so you got Garrett Bowles that's going to be a tackle. And I believe maybe Darren Dotson is on the other side. I'm not 100% certain, but you got to attack the outside of the edge. And that is where once we get them in the 3rd and long, get after them. Get after Drew Lock, rattle him a bit. But we have to be wary of those receivers. They have a talented trio of receivers and some good tight ends. That's something that we've got to be mindful of. We got to be mindful of Judy Hamler, Cortland Sutton. Then you got Noah Fant, Jake Butt. We got to be noticed because they got weapons. They definitely have weapons, but we got to put Drew Lock on his tail. Drew Lock can't complete passes if he's on his backside, and that's what we need to do. On Facebook says big playoff implications off the bat, and that's true. We got to definitely do this. We got to definitely do that. King Isaac says people calling us the next Jags. I would say hell no. We can go back to the AFC Championship. We still have a full team, and Mike Vrabel ain't gonna let that happen anyway. So, and Jameson mentioning a point that I was about to get to myself, an extra point, no pun intended, to point number 5. I know I normally have 4 points to victory, but today I have 5, and that is because there are going to be no fans at Mile High. You got to control the game. If you could do that, that will help in dealing with the high altitude. Because I know with high altitude, you may have some breathing issues and things like that. And that was something that that Jameson was mentioning is have to be able to adjust to the altitude as soon as possible for the Titans. For the Titans is a major key to victory. That's, again, what I was mentioning. We got to, be in control of the game to help deal with this altitude at Mile High, because it makes you feel like with altitude, you're up so high that it could mess your breathing up and everything like that. So That's something that we got to be mindful of, and that's something that we've got to we have to deal with. On Facebook it says, yes, it's awesome. Let's see. A few days ago we had no pass rush. Now we have two new guys, Beasley and Clowney. You have to be pumped. I am. Trust me. I am quite pumped when it comes to this Tennessee Titans football team. So at the end of the day, I think it's going to be a close football game. I think, it's not going to be an easy one. It's a late kickoff. That could be a problem as well because we're not going to be kicking off to about 9:45. So, I mean, playing in a stadium at night with no fans, it could be a little boring, but it might be that way too. It may give us more an advantage because we're the road team. We know ain't nobody would be. A lot of people wouldn't be there to see us anyway. They'd be trying to cheer on Denver. So I think that might do us a benefit with no fans being in Denver. So I'm gonna say the Tennessee Titans kicked this season off with a good start, with a victory, and I am going to say Tennessee Titans 23, Denver Broncos 20. That's what I think is going to happen. I think it'll be a late field goal by Gostowski to win it. And I think the Tennessee Titans start off 1-0. Let's see. Cali Boy saying anything on Fulton and Evans. Both of them, I believe, were practicing. As far as I'm concerned, I'm finna try to take a look now and see if I got anything. But I want to say that mostly everybody was practicing. I'll try to look now. Give me just a moment. And then we'll get to the end of the show with the blue bombshell in just a bit. Let's see. Give me just a moment. But if I get anything on Fulton and Evans, I'll definitely report that. But from all accounts that I've heard, I believe they've practiced. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I can find that out. And Jadeveon Clowney will be speaking to media tomorrow. So be prepared for that. Clowney will actually talk to the media for the first time. I'm trying to take a look and see if anything transpires. Let's see. Okay. Looks like everybody practiced except Derek Roberson and Jamil Douglas. So looks like Fulton and Evans did practice. Let's see. Joseph says 38-17 Titans. Kingston says Titans are different this year. We are a legit team with potential for a lot of Pro Bowlers. I think we're going to blow them out 40-17. We're different. Let's see. Looks like Zach has a fantasy draft. So good luck in your fantasy draft. On Facebook, they're convincing 24-17. So I like that. I said again, 23-20. Tennessee Titans will get the win. Now, let's go to our blue bombshell to end the show. And I'm going to pull up the schedule because this is where I'm going to make my predictions. And back in May, right after the draft, when the schedule came out, I said that the Tennessee Titans would go 11-5 and win the division. But with the addition of Jadeveon Clowney, I feel a little bit different. And so let's go through the schedule right quick. And these are my predictions. Week 1 at Denver is a victory, obviously. Week 2 in Jacksonville at home, I think that's a victory as well. I think the Jags, they just look like they're giving up. Week 3 at Minnesota. I was a little puzzled with this game, but the fact that Minnesota will have no fans in attendance, that could definitely help us out a little bit as well, because Minnesota, like Denver, feeds off their fans extremely well. So I'm going to say the Titans win that too. So I have them starting off 3-0. Now, week 4 against Pittsburgh at home. I had to throw a wrench in somewhere, and this is where I throw one in. I have us losing to the Pittsburgh Steelers at home. Pittsburgh's a very good team, and they're bringing back, of course, Big Ben and Juju and Connor, and they're bringing back some players. So I think that's our first loss. But after that, I think we finally get over the Buffalo Bills hump in week 5 and get a win. I think we take care of Jadeveon Clowney's first time facing his old team at home. And again, we may be able to have fans in the games in October. And we have 3 games at home in October. So we have 3 straight home games with Pittsburgh, Buffalo, and Houston. So I think after Houston, we take that win and we start off 5-1 before the bye week. That's what I'm thinking. 5-1 by the bye week. And then coming out of the gates after the bye at Cincinnati, I think we make Joe Burrow's life miserable. We get another victory. Week 9 against Chicago. Chicago ain't looking that great, even though they do have Khalil Mack. They're starting with Mitch Trubisky. I don't know if they'll get to Nick Foles by that time, but Chicago's not looking that great. So I think we'll beat them there. So I have us right now at 7-1. And then we hit a little small schneid. I have us losing to Indy on Thursday night. And then I have us losing to Baltimore. I think Baltimore may want their revenge, even though I know we spanked them the last time. But Baltimore has been stealing a lot of players that we were probably looking at or wanting to get. And they were building up specifically to face us. So I think that could be a loss right there. But then week 12 at Indy, I think we get back to our winning ways, take care of business in Indianapolis and win. Week 13, we take care of Cleveland and get a win. Week 14, we sweep the Jags and take another victory. Week 15, I think we take care of Detroit at home for Christmas. Week 16, Sunday Night Football at Green Bay. This is a tough one for me. It's kind of a toss-up. I think we could beat Green Bay, but I'm going to say there's a loss right there. And then week 17, which I think will be resting everybody, we take down the Houston Texans. This is why I say instead of 11-5, I see us going 12-4, winning the division, and here's the key. I have us winning the division, getting back to the Super Bowl, getting to the Super Bowl. That is my vision. That is what I believe is going to happen, and that's what I think will happen. Now, I'm not going to predict what will happen in the Super Bowl just yet. I'm just going to say we get there. I am not going to predict if we win it or not. We'll do that once they get to the Super Bowl. So I think 12-4 is very realistic. I think the floor is 10-6. We're not going to be 9-7 anymore. And that's my prediction. Obviously, we have some others. Let's see. Joseph comes in and says, Joseph said 38-17. Facebook says 24-17. AZ Mix says 27-10. King Isaac says it'll be a blowout, 30-13. Jameson says 24-14. King Isaac says I have him on a 7-game winning streak. Kinston says 14-2, only lost to Baltimore and Cleveland. I mean, that could definitely happen. They could lose focus at one point. Let's see. Kinston says team's mind frame is different. Patriot like. I definitely could agree with that. King Isaac says, y'all can call me crazy. We could even go 15-1 or 16-0. King Isaac, I got love for you, but that is a bit crazy, if you ask me. That is a bit crazy, in my honest opinion. On Facebook, it says, I like it, right on the money. Well, I appreciate that. I'm definitely trying to be. Al comes in and says 12-4. Titans Mafia says 13-3. Al comes in with a prediction of Titans 28, Denver 10 in this situation. Joseph says 13-3 record for us. And I mean, this Titan team has a chance to do something special. If they get off to a good start, they could. Now, Jameson says it would be nice for Titans if limited amount of fans are allowed. Now, again, for these first 3 games of the year, for the first couple of games, our first home game with Jacksonville, there are no fans. And they're trying to talk about possibly doing that. And if so, they may only have it at about a 20 to maybe 25% capacity. So you may have fans there, but it ain't going to be a lot. It might be at the most maybe around 10,000 that are there. And so I would love to see that. I would love to be there. But because of everything with COVID-19, that's why I am not in attendance at games as I would like to be. But I will try to see if I can go to a game at some point. On Facebook, it says 17-14 Titans. Ms. Margarita says 24-17 Titans. A lot of you are saying the Titans are going to win this game. And, I mean, I think with Clowney being an addition and Von Miller being out, I think it could be very well possible that that does happen with that. So, before we end tonight's show, I am going to make a formal announcement, and that is this. Yeah, I saw this in the beginning of the show, and I'm bringing it to you now. Monday night, I will be joining Mr. Titan Upload, also Justin from Titans Tube, and also Jacques and Hawk of Tennessee Titans Weekly for this watch party, which obviously it is going to be virtual. Because of everything with COVID-19. So I'm going to let y'all know. I will send y'all the link, and I will send y'all information about that as I get it again. And they'll have some guests and everything on that. So definitely looking forward to that on next Monday night. And I look forward to this very much. I look forward to this game. So I want y'all to be there for that watch party. I'm going to be joining up with a few people from the Titans fan club of Memphis. While this is going on, I'll be masked up and everything as usual. And so we'll definitely see how this game is going to turn out. We'll be bringing it to you live. Ms. Margarita says, gonna miss tailgating with you until next year. I miss it too, Ms. Margarita. I miss it too, and everything. So, I look forward to tailgating again in the very near future. James says Titans going 13-3. Caliboy says, are you buying a Clowney jersey? I might. I just might. But y'all, I'm finna get ready to call it a day. Make sure y'all stay tuned for that watch party on Monday night. And I definitely look forward to seeing all of y'all on Monday night when that happens. And again, thank y'all for tuning in to Titans of Truth. I'm your man, Chris, a.k.a. Blue Enforcer. And I'm going to show y'all my face one more time before we get out of here. I thank y'all again. And, of course, once again, we know that at the end, what's going to happen with the Denver Broncos, no Von Miller and Bradley Chubb's going to be limited. That could do wonders for us indeed. So, with that, I say thank y'all for tuning in to Titans of Truth. I'm your man, Chris, a.k.a. Blue Enforcer. Denver's going down, and they will not with me, y'all. No one will survive. Good night, y'all. Information will be coming on the watch party.